Hey y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? How we doing, y'all? Welcome to SW Live. It is December 27th. A couple days, what is it, after the holiday for y'all? And then for the people who celebrate Kwanzaa, it is now time for Kwanzaa. So Kwanzaa Day 2. Um, we at it. We back at it. So we, for some of us, we had to go back to work today. I don't know how many of y'all had to be back into the building today. But we only in there for like 2 days. We another the day and tomorrow, and then we get to have off until we go back again on next Wednesday. So they looking for some votes, so they giving us some time off, y'all. We gonna take that time. Trust me, we gonna take that time. Don't never think. Whatever days y'all give us, oh, we're not gonna take them and enjoy those days. Trust me, we need those days. So thank y'all for giving us that time to be either with family, with friends, with loved ones, partners, anybody. We just grateful. We just grateful. So what's happening? Welcome back. SW Live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today we're gonna talk about standing on business. Who doing it and who not. That's what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about standing on business, y'all. So let's jump into it. Always is let's get into the conversation. Quote of the day: handle your business without people knowing your business. Very, very easy, very, very simple. It's a lot of us can't do it. It's a lot of us still be falling into the realm of telling everybody everything. We got to put it out. We got to put it on social media. We got to broadcast everything. Now, certain things are supposed to be broadcasted. But things that you're trying to do and things that you're trying to grow from, you don't want to be, putting it all out there while it's trying to go into fruition. You got to give it some time. You got to give it some time to manifest and it got to be fed. You got to feed what you're trying to do. You got to feed anything that you're trying to stand on business for. So that's first and foremost. Let's go ahead and remember that standing on business is super important. We're going to talk about different things in the standing on business realm because I've been seeing a lot of people say, I'm standing on business, I'm doing this, I've been standing on so much business, I'm tired. And they probably have logistical things that they're doing. So, to anybody who is doing exactly what they said they would do, kudos to you, because a lot of people can't focus and fathom to do a lot of things that they want to do because they don't know exactly the real ways to stand on business. But for us, as for me in our house, we're going to talk about what we're doing to continue standing on business. We're going to talk about what it is, how we doing it. It's just a lot. It's a lot of different things that we want to focus on today. And it's all about standing on business, though. It ain't not all of it is simply about making sure you're standing on business. Um, and not just business, not just like growth business, not just like um doing business things. It's about handling things that you're supposed to handle. It's about making sure that you're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. All of that is an example of what it is to stand on business. Okay, so let's continue that. Now, I'm trying to do. I wanted today to do the Instagram version of this, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep that one up because I do not have time to be switching backwards and forward from no Instagram to my regular streaming platform. So if you are on the Instagram app and you're watching through IG, slide on over to YouTube or slide on over to Facebook and catch me over there because I can tell you right now that it's aggravating. They don't have it set up the way that they should as far as Instagram goes. So they're not as equipped to do this the way YouTube and Facebook does it. But so follow me, go over there to my Shell Smith page on Facebook or go to our YouTube channel. Um I'm gonna type that in as well because I think I am going to end this because it's going slow and it keep taking me backwards and forward, backwards and forward. I don't have time for that. So slide on over there. All right. All right. We're gonna get out of this one. All right. So as again, standing on business, handle your business without people knowing your business. How many of us actually take the opportunity to do things the way we want to do it and not worry about how people watching us and seeing what they got going on? Do y'all do things and for y'all benefit, or are you doing a lot of these things to benefit what somebody else may or may not think about you? You know what I'm saying? Like what is your go-to for making sure that you stand on business and that you handling your business? What is a dynamic that gets you to do that? And so to start off that whole questioning era, does standing on business trump principle and value? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're doing something that, and I think that is could be answered in two different ways, two different breakdowns. But a lot of times that you may hear somebody say you ain't handling business, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that, because they don't think you're doing it the way that they think you should be doing it. But that doesn't mean that you're not doing it the way it should be done. So with that being said, are you taking the opportunity to grow where you think you should be growing and not worrying about what other people thinking you should be doing? You know what I'm saying? Are you taking the opportunity to grow in areas that you are trying to get to for the next level of your life, or is it a benefit for somebody else? And if it's not going to start off being a benefit for you, is it something that you should be doing? Like, we have to be making decisions about standing on business as a priority because it benefits us just as well as it's going to benefit the next person that comes after us. It can't always be about somebody else. It does have to start with you. That's just the way that goes. You cannot think that you can be vital in your growth and your elements in your life without putting you first in your process. We hear a lot of people always saying, we will hear a lot of people make that statement of, I do this because I got to do this for my kids, or I'm doing this for the benefit of my children, or I'm doing this for the benefit of their future. But in reality, if it's not going to be something that's going to help you while you're getting prepared for the benefit of their future, how is it going to help them? It has to be a trickle down effect. You can't put in all this work and then don't see what the work is doing. You have to put in that work, see how the work is going to help your next generation. It can't just be, oh, I'm doing this because it's going to later on in life benefit my children. It has to benefit somebody now. It has to benefit the person who's doing the production now, so that you can see how it's going to benefit your children. Handling business without people knowing your business is numero uno. Making sure that you are in a position to replicate what you're working on is numero uno. You got to make sure that how you move and how you strategically get this done is going to benefit you first. That's not a selfish thing. And I think that's why a lot of people be so quick to say, this is going to benefit my future. This is going to benefit my children. This is going to benefit my grandchildren. I'm providing for my legacy, or all of these different things. Great, kudos. We want that to be the case. We want you to be doing things that are going to benefit the people in your future. But what is it going to do for you now? What is it going to do? You can't be standing on business so hard that you ain't thinking about the compromises that you making for yourself to get to grow in this benefit as well. Like, what if your children decide not to have children? And then you talking about you doing this for legacies and stuff, and the legacy may just be within your children, where they are going to utilize it to grow. If they decide not to have grandchildren, you don't set up here and put this whole benefit out there like, oh, I'm doing this for everybody else besides me, then you'll never see what that benefit is to everybody else, because you're not an example of what that benefit should be doing. All right. So handle business, stand on business, but make sure it's something that you can say, I'm doing for myself as well as for my future. You definitely want to do that. And make sure the morality is there. You got to make sure your morality in business is super important. If you are making sure that things are getting done for business purposes and getting things done for the growth of who you are, please don't do it without morals. Please don't do it without morals. Please do not be making no decisions out here without putting your morals intact, having your morals intact, man. Because and that's one of the reasons why it's asked, does business trump principle? Because if you are handling business and the only thing that you're thinking about in business is the money, that means that you're willing to do anything for the money. You ain't gonna cut off nothing for the money. You willing to say, okay, I'll do this, and this for the money. And a good example. I want to say my kids told me this story, but I think my daughter told me this story. A little kid decided that he would do anything for money, but put his morals to the side because of money. And when we do stuff like that, that means that we're willing to sell ourselves, sell our souls, sell our principles for $1 because we want what that money gonna bring us more than anything. So if we he say something strange for some change, for real, because that's what they doing out here. They will. We have seen people sell their whole soul for some money. I'm for real, like doing things, going against how they was brought up, going against their nature, going against their family, going against themselves for a couple dollars. And then in the end, you realize that you got caught up in a situation or a scheme or a trap, and that there's no backlog from that. You can't grow from that. You can't fix it. It's already stuck. Because now what happens? Whatever go on the internet, stay on the internet. So if you decide that you want to go do some ass shaking in Vegas for the weekend, you don't think nobody gonna take no pictures of you while you at Vegas, and you don't think just because you don't know the people who taking the pictures is not gonna make it back to Florida. Baby, the internet is crucial. So whatever form that you're doing to go and get that money and to stand on the business, quote unquote, that what you're standing on, you got to make sure you keep your moralities intact. Could standing on business have people come up short? Because sometimes your morals will limit you from doing certain things to make certain money. Think about that. Think about that. Your morals, if you are a person with morals, there's going to be plenty of times that you're going to turn down certain parts of money because it's not going to be beneficial to you. That money that you think that's going to be good for you at that time ain't going to work for you because you already know that morally that's not for you. How you doing, big world? What's going on, world? You're going to know that money isn't what you're supposed to be doing. We as a younger person, I mean, I've always had morals. I'll say that. I've always had the morals. But as a younger person, you could get caught up in what's immoral to get to what you're trying to get. And like, my brother and I was having a conversation one day, and we was talking about how people that sell dope, they do so much for the community to try to offset the negative that they do for selling dope. And to me purposely, your morals alone are keeping you in the game of doing right. Now, because what you're doing with the money, if you taking care of old people, you do it. That's not for us to judge. It's not for us to be like, oh, they think they fixing their morality because they taking care of their grandma, or they feeding the kids in the neighborhood. That's a positive thing, because the choice of the people who that's using the drugs, that's a choice. It's a choice where you spend your money. It's a choice how you do what you want to do. We can't say, what did Diamond tell Ebony from Talent? What he told E? Don't get caught up now. You can't get caught up. She always, I'm trying to remember the exact statement she said on Players Club. My goodness. Use what you got to get what you want. No, that wasn't Diamond. Was that one Diamond that told Ebony that? Diamond the cousin. That was your girl that told Ebony that. Oh, you got to remind me of what her statement was. Type it in there for me. But and so the morality of standing on business. If you feel it questions your integrity or your morality, that's what she said. Get that money. Don't let that money make you. Thank you, world. Thank you. Make that money. Don't let that money make you. That's right. That's exactly what she said. And that's important because that money get in your head. You lose your morals. You lose your scope. You lose your direction. You trying to come up and get up here, and you stand down here because you're starting to lose everything that come in between it. You losing it. You're not focused. You ain't doing what you came there for no more. Now you're there to do what somebody else done put in your head. Instead, you should be focused on what you need to do to get out. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. All right. Standing on business. Super. That's I mean, we're gonna keep going into that because that's what the show about. But we're gonna talk about different ways that you can do it. So stereotypes. Stereotypes that control how others view you when it comes to how you're moving and how you do it. Do you care enough to worry about how other people view you while you standing on your business, your morals? If you and I ask that because a lot of people are afraid to limit the way they spend their money. They're afraid to look a certain type of way while they're trying to get to the other side. They're afraid of losing things while they're trying to get to the other side. It's a lot of different things that people are afraid of when it comes to standing on business to get to where you're trying to go. You can be doing a lot of different things that prepare you for where you're going, but are you willing to say, this week I'm gonna go without eating out? And then turn around on Wednesday, somebody send an invite and be like, man, we finna go link up and go do this and go do that. Are you willing to say, I got stuff to do this week? This is not, that wasn't in my budget. I got to cut that off. I can't do that because I got other things to do. And are you willing to be that person that says, I'm not worried about how another person feel about me while I'm trying to climb? I'm not worried about how another person view me while I'm trying to climb. Are you willing to be that person? Are you willing to take the opportunity to say, I'm more important than what you see me as? And the reason why these things still are so super huge in our age, we 40 something plus, right? A lot of people still don't even see us as that age. Because we still have such youthfulness about ourselves, we still present youthfulness, we still talk in youthful terms, we still do youthful things, and that's a beautiful thing to still be able to be vibrant and going, and you're vibrant but you're getting older, right? So it's a beautiful thing to be able to see yourself in every element that you want to do it. You could be that fun shell, you could be that business shell, you could be that spicy shell, you could be that loving shell. Those people all come with a compass of morality because you put that out there for yourself. You put that as a standard, as a staple. What are you willing to do to keep that going, or are you willing to lose it just to stand on business? Because standing on business ain't always standing on business. That's the reason why I can say that. You can be making decisions for yourself that harm yourself because of the way that you're standing on business. All right. Speaking out when it's time to speak up for you. Are you willing to let people know that this is where I'm at? You either got to meet me here or we ain't got to worry about it. We ain't got to worry about it because there's so many times that you're going to face and run into adversities that make you question your common goal. And your goal should not be something that should be questionable to you. It just should not be. It just should not be. Get that money, don't let that money get you. I mean, we're gonna go with what Diamond told everybody today. Make it, but don't let it make you. Make it, but don't let it make you. I'm telling you, it's not worth that in the back on the end, because a lot of us can't come back from it. A lot of us do get so caught up in the industry stuff or the social stuff that we can't come back from something that we place out there. Even though we know how to come back from it, we will not. We will constantly have adversaries because of the situations of how we move, the things we chose to do. Sometimes you can't fix the mistakes that you chose, or you can't change the decisions. Sometimes you cannot sometimes you cannot go back and say this is not for me. Sometimes you can't. You just can't. And I know that sounds like conflicting at some point for you, but when you think about it, if you orbit something into space that wasn't supposed to go, can you retract it? Can they go back and say, oops, and go ahead and stop it? Or is it a lost cause? So some of the mistakes, and my point for saying that is certain mistakes are not fixable. Certain mistakes you cannot go back and edit and hope for a redo. Some things you cannot redo. Sorry. Some things you just cannot redo. So with that being said, are you willing to speak up and speak out for something that works for you? Are you willing to take the opportunity to say, this is mine? I got to be the person that it works for first before I try to leave this as a legacy. Because when you standing on business, it ain't just for you. But it got to start with you. You got to be the reason for why you want to stand on this. You got to be the reason for why it's important to do it. It can't just be, like I said, from jump. It can't just be, I'm doing this for a legacy. I'm creating a lineage for my people. It has to work both ways. It got to work for the person who's presenting it and for the person who's going to push it to fruition. It has to work on every occasion. It has to work. It has to work. Okay. Now continuing to stand on business. You know, I am. That's part of my persona. Exactly. So that I already know that if a person is willing to speak out for, or speak up and speak out for what they believe in, then their morality isn't going to be questionable in business. What becomes questionable is the people who trying to do business with you. You'll learn that yourself. You'll learn and see that this might not be the best business move for me because you don't got the same outcome or instincts that I have. You know what I'm saying? It don't work. If it fits for you morally, trust me, somebody else gonna have another reason to say it doesn't fit for them. And that's fine, but this ain't gonna work for me and you together, because you don't feel how I feel. You gotta speak up, you gotta speak out. If it's something that's going to harm you or somebody that you love, and you sit back and you okay with it, you questionable. You questionable, okay? Seriously. Don't be that person that people see and be like, hell no, I don't know what she on today. You can't be, if you're going to be that person, they be like, and they see you and they be like, I don't know what she like. I wonder how she feeling today. Is her attitude gonna be different today? Nobody don't want to have to deal with that. You should not be that type of questionable person to where people don't know where to meet you at or greet you at. You shouldn't even be that type of person. Nobody don't want to be around sometimey ass people, bro. Like you change with the sun, you change with the weather. If it ain't working this way for you today, it ain't gonna work that way for you tomorrow. Like nobody want to be around people like that. And if you are going to be that person, at least give people the opportunity to decide if they want to deal with you. Don't just bring that type of negativity around people like that. Nobody want to deal with that. You change up who you are when you change your draws. Nah. Speaking of standing on business, so many people have went out to see this movie. They went out to see it. It's not what they expected. They didn't get this. So a lot of people don't read. A lot of people don't know nothing about the book of The Color Purple. They don't know about the Broadway play. The movie, the movie Color Purple is totally different from what y'all got in theaters right now. It's a musical. It's an adaptation of what they did on Broadway. So you're going to get a lot of singing, you're going to get a lot of dancing, you're going to get a lot of show. It's a show. That's what a musical is. It's a show. It's not for you to be like, oh, they finna kill Mister. Or they finna shave. It's different things to be expected when you go to things like this. So we got so many people going against it right now. Like, oh, I don't want to see this. I wish I would have known it was gonna be all this singing. What did y'all expect? This what I be talking about with standing on business. Nobody ever said that it was a movie based on the original movie. They never said that when they were putting this out there, when they were working on it, when they were doing nothing. But the reason why I brought it up is because of the Taraji situation. And she's standing on business. But one thing about it, y'all was so super mad when Monique said that industry people use people. Industry people use people. It'll be certain people in the movies that's making $20 million, and other people in the movie making $200,000. And by the time that $200,000 went down, they really only walking home with $100,000. Monique came out years ago speaking against people like Oprah and other big names that are in the industry. But y'all got a little bit more understanding when Taraji said it. She said the same thing. She said the same thing, and she's standing on business behind with her. She knows that speaking out against somebody like a powerhouse like that can get you kicked out or have you question, have people really deciding if they want to work with you, because we know who Oprah is. Oprah is a big name person who has worked with several big name people who has negative stuff going on in the industry for her. Oprah has opened up a school in Africa that they had to close down because she was a part of the sexual ring that was going on over there in Africa, helping those girls get raped by people. Like Oprah, people see the name and automatically think big time. But when it comes to certain areas of big time, it comes with certain dynamics that come with that. She done been decided that it ain't about the people. It's about her and what she got going on and the people she owe favors to. So we shouldn't have expected anything different. But I seen a clip recently, and I wish I would have put it on here so y'all could have seen it too. But I seen a clip recently when they were going on tour for the premiere of this or whatever. And Oprah was standing, Taraji was already standing there. Oprah walked up and they had no interaction. None. Taraji don't mess with her. It's plain and simple. She has allowed her morality to see and show that you ain't right. In my opinion, you're not right. And I'm gonna let people know what I feel. And in the same film, Fantasia looked like she ready to go to war for Taraji. But I also saw a clip recently where she was blessing Oprah and thanking Oprah for a Louis bag that Oprah sent her. You saw that, world? Yeah. She slid all the way over. But she got behind another person and she was all right with the other person. But her and Taraji made no contact. They had no communication. They had the body language was, I don't fuck with you. She knows she's not being paid her worth. And it's a slap in the face because she's been in the industry for some time now. So that led, when she brought that out, when she said what she said, you started seeing a whole lot of other things come out the woodworks that had been said before, like Terrence Howard. Like Terrence Howard, he said for Hustle and Flow movie, Paramount is still getting paid to this day off of them, of D, the character D, because they reference D as the artist, not Terrence Howard. It's a way that they go around in the industry to get over on people. Touched everybody but Taraji. Definitely did. Ain't have a word for Taraji. Didn't even look her way. And you know she's not getting paid for her work. But let me tell you, Terrence Howard said he walked off. He got paid $6,000 from Hustle and Flow. $6,000. He was the star of the movie. He was the actor that sung. He was the person that was doing everything in the movie. But he walked away with $6,000. That was his payout. He is now in works of suing Paramount because they know they're wrong for that. How every time? So that means that every time the person D got paid, the person D, the actor he played on the movie, every time D got paid for lyrics and the songs for Hustle and Flow, Paramount received, they double dipped on the check. $6K. He got paid $6K. That's what he walked away with. Yes, $6K. I was watching the interview and I was blown. He was like, he said that's why he understands the strike. He understands it. So a lot of people are making these movies to become actors and follow their dreams or things that people are pushing them up to do. And they're not even, they're struggling harder than normal working people, because you don't work 6 months for a role, and that means you can't work nowhere else because you over here working on this film. But you don't work 6 months for this role, and you only walk away with $6K in 6 months. Struggling actors, struggling, but they ain't quitting. So either they okay because they feel like it's gonna be worth it in the long run, or they forgot about their morality, because $6K you can't even, what I'm supposed to do with that? I got a whole family. You talking about $6K? Not $60K. He didn't walk away with $600K. And Paramount still getting paid for that movie, y'all. Still getting paid for that movie. It's so many things that happen in these industries that we will never have understanding for, because for one, we're not in it and we don't know exactly what they're going through. But the more you got to remember, this is a touchy subject for a lot of people, so they're speaking out on it now. They're not caring if it risks their career, because at what point do they even feel like they still have a career if I'm walking away with $6K for a movie? It was something else he said that he worked on, and that when he was working on it, I think he might have walked away with $20K for a role and for a movie that he knew he was supposed to walk away with way more for, and he walked away with $20K. And I thought to myself, I said, this is becoming more and more common, to where they are robbing the actors and actresses on what they should be making, but the theaters and the movie production companies are constantly getting the money. They getting paid top dollar, but it ain't worth a damn without the people you got in the role. So she stood on business. She put it out there. She let the people know that this is happening. I'm not getting what I'm supposed to be getting for this. People are robbing us. And she didn't want to just say it was Oprah, but she basically said, we not making the money that y'all might be thinking we making. And then for these roles, they are selling their souls for these roles. They all on there doing gay stuff. They doing things that they wouldn't even want to normally do. Heterosexual people are playing gay roles. I was listening to this other dude say that he had to play a role as a gay black man or whatever, and in the role, it was the way they made it was like he wasn't even, he wasn't actually performing the act, but the way they made the act look, you would have thought he was performing the act. So they wanted him to lay down on the bed or whatever, right? And then as he laid out on the bed, it was supposed to look like he was giving another man head. Even though the way they had it all set up, you could tell, I mean, based on the movie, watching the behind the scenes, we know that he wasn't actually giving this man head, but that's what his role was. His role was to pretend that he was giving head to another man on this movie. So he had to play this gay role. That man said he cried. He said playing that role alone, like you had every right to not do that. You had every right to say, I'm not going to do this. But you decided to just cry and be like, oh, but this is what we got to go through in the industry. No, it's not. You think that they force everybody to do that? No, no. But what normally happens when a man plays a gay role outside of that movie? Now they starting to look at you a little bit funny. They feel like if you okay with being gay in a movie or gay in a show, that you probably got gay in you. So they ruining your reputation and your character. And I don't want to hear, oh, it's just a movie. That's I don't care. This is a person's this is a person's um character that's being questioned now. And we do that often. We allow the social standards to have us questioning other people for who they are. And even though Buddy decided like I ain't want to do that, I ain't want to do that, he still did it. And he said he laid off for acting for a little while because he felt like it wasn't for him anymore. It when people get you trying to sell yourself out, are you with so and it comes back to the question, is standing on business worth your morality? Is standing on business um worth you questioning who you are and if you're willing to go further? Because you can't lose you for some money. And actors and actresses do it daily. How many times have we seen Denzel in a movie where he played gay? How many times? I don't recall not one role. I think he said before it's already bad enough that he choose roles that make him go against um his people. Like I think he spoke on Training Day for that because it took him all the way to playing a dirty cop before he was even nominated for an Oscar. So certain people ain't getting that opportunity. But yes, we don't ever see Denzel playing Denzel ain't playing gay. We don't ever see that. We've not seen Denzel play gay. We've never had to question Denzel's character as a human man versus alone a character he's played in a movie. We don't see him do some crazy stuff. We don't see him even play um Malcolm X, where he had to date the white woman and get perms and everything before he found who he was. We saw that. That was a role, but it was a role that stood on good moral standard. In the end, it changed who he was in that character. But you don't ever see Denzel playing no gay role. You just don't see that. You just don't. And there's reasons behind that because you're not about to have me questioning my own morality for a couple dollars. No. Mm-mm. So when you're and I believe at all costs that man stand on business. I don't question anything about it because I feel like even if it boiled down to it, if he have to choose a role outside of what he's already done, he's already given us the strength to see and believe that he's not that type of person. He's not that type of person. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're not going to see too many people come up and play a role of being a gay black man on screen when in actuality that's not who they are. That's not who they are. So and we appreciate people who stand up for themselves in certain roles like that. We appreciate anybody that says this is for me. If I'm going to have you talk about what I am and who I am after this movie over with, you won't have this to say about me. I said already, I was like, it took that man to play Training Day as a dirty police officer before they gave him an Oscar nod. An Oscar nod. And we have seen Denzel play some heck of some roles that like we never would have questioned. We've seen that. The Fences role was really good. I know that was after Training Day, but that was a really good role he played in. The lady, what is that one? The blue dress. One of my it was one of my favorite movies of his, actually. But he got a whole plethora of movies where you ain't got to be like, oh, Denzel had to play this character to get this, or he had to do this to get that. Now, because he don't, you ain't got to worry about that with him. You're not about to. Oh, the Book of Eli was definitely really dope. That was a really great movie. Definitely really good. Denzel, he has a lot of movies that you are going to see some type of positivity in his role. You're not going to always see him being a creature or a vulture or a culture vulture or an immoral asshole. You didn't see that a lot with him. You just didn't. You really didn't. So, for the people that be quick to try to tear you down with your roles, be careful of the roles you choose. I would have never. I done seen and I know in the musical they say, in the Color Purple musical they just said that they had them waking up the next day in the same bed, but they didn't show them be sexual. But in the movie they didn't show them be sexual. We just knew that there was some lesbian stuff going on in the movie. Devil in the red dress. That's what it was. Devil in the red dress. Thank you, Domo. Is it Domo or Domo? Thank you though. I appreciate that because that was a really good movie. Um, but you didn't have to question. You didn't have to question him even in those movies. You saw and it's certain things like we see. Okay, now what I will say about the movies that they be putting Denzel in, like especially with the latest ones, like The Equalizer and all of those recent movies that he was recently doing. He is a white people savior. That's what we see him doing a lot. He saves white people. Yeah, he's definitely gonna do that in the movies. He always got a really good close white friend or a really good close person that he running into in the movie that needs to be healed and taken care of. You know, he's always like the white knight to white people in the movies. He definitely fits that role, that criteria. Um, so when you're thinking about what you stand on in business, you got to remember it's your life, not theirs. So if it's something questionable and you're questioning whether or not, you ain't never seen which movie, D? Which one you've never seen? Let me know. But if you have to question what people are asking of you, how people want you to do it, and it makes you have to step outside of yourself and be like, is this really me? Is this for me? You ain't seen Book of Eli, D? You got to check that out. Book of Eli is pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. He was Dumo Juju. He was in the movie of the Book of Eli. He had to finish the Bible or finish that book particularly and go make it to a certain place in the movie to actually get the book printed and get that chapter finished. So in there he had to fight and go, save people. He had to fight different morality things in there. They questioned who he was, how he did it, what he did it for. He I can't. I don't want to explain it without telling you everything because if I say too much, I'm gonna tell you the whole story. You'll be like, "Oh, okay, I don't want to go see that." But I want you to watch it because there's so many key points in the movie that make you want to see exactly what he's doing in that movie moral wise. Anyway, he didn't have anybody like they traded out, and this used to be how times were where it was a lot of bartering going on anyway. So what's up, Tia? It was a lot of bartering going on anyway back in the day where you either had money or you had things to trade out to eat. You had to have certain things to get water, everything. Nothing was really given to them during that time. So they had to, if you was either a slave working for certain people in there or you was somebody who they'll just kill. And the Book of Eli showed you different key points, different key characters, different key segments of moral justice, moral encompasses, whether or not if you're making choices that are going to be beneficial for just you on a selfish level, or if you're making choices to benefit everybody moving forward. So like I said, he played a lot of white savior movies, but none of the movies had us questioning whether or not this man was willing to sell his soul to play a gay role. And now I play this gay role. He get lifted up by the ABC community because of this role. He never was like a one-sided actor. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just say, I'm going to play roles that's just going to be slave roles, or I'm going to play roles that are going to be just hero roles, or I'm going to play roles that's going to have me just on drugs or whatever. He never said that to the extent of where it didn't have an outcome that showed that there's another side to where he came from. Because even in Malcolm X, he started off over here, but he ended up over here. The Book of Eli, he started out over here, but he ended up over here. And in even the Equalizer movies, he started out over here, but he ended up over here. So there's no two times in no movie where you could say, oh, I don't believe him. I don't believe his role. I don't believe his character. Because no, we've not seen him fold. He stood on business in his roles. And a lot of people can't say that. A lot of people cannot say out of their own mouth that when I do things, it's about me standing firm on my morality, my equality, my justice for who I'm doing this for. It's a lot of people that have the benefit of doing right by people. Oh. But they still choose to do wrong. So I can go take you back to the conversation that I said my brother and I was having about people doing right. And if you're going to be out here doing wrong, you got to be doing just as much right to compensate for that wrong. Because we're not judges. We can't decide that if your right is good enough in the eyes of the Most High. We can't say anything about nobody's right or what they do, their morality or what they did or their condition of why they did certain things. I if I'm starving, I might go in the grocery store and not my morality question, because if me and my kids hungry, I might have to steal this loaf of bread. But in the other in a just world, you wouldn't even be able to say that a person feeding a family is wrong. It's wrong for them to steal this bread. Most times in most situations, somebody's just gonna give you the damn bread. But the way things are now, no, it ain't that way. It's not that way. So you got people saying that, oh, she wrong for doing that, but in all they trying to do is feed their family. Now breaking it's a total difference when me walking in an open store and I'm coming in this Dollar General or the Family Dollar and I'm like, I'm gonna take this bread today, versus me walking in somebody's house doing the same thing. This is a fucking franchise. They crying over a loaf of bread, okay, but that person in that house has the right to shoot me down because it's a difference. So you got to decide how you gonna use your morality. You got to decide what is worth you questioning your morality for. Feeding yourself and feeding your family is a total different reason for questioning your morality versus I'm just gonna go out here and shake my ass to make $2,000 so I can go to Vegas for the weekend. That's not a tomato situation. So when you standing on business, if your morality can be questioned while you standing on business, you not the bitch I want to be around. I'll tell you that again. If you change day to day, you questionable. If you sit up and do things that only that go sway with how the wind go, you questionable. Don't be the person that has to prove themselves on a regular basis because you do questionable shit. Like, we too old for that. We too old for that. And a lot of times y'all might say age ain't got no. Yes, the hell it do. Age comes with wisdom. And if you can't determine what type of wisdom you want to put out there in the atmosphere, you're not old enough to be out here doing this. Go back in your mama house, lay down in the bed, and start over tomorrow. Do not be out here doing all these questionable things. And then when something come around and happen to you, now you like, I don't understand why this happening to me. Karma is a bitch. It's coming. It don't matter if it comes to you personally. It might go to your family. It might go to your seeds. But somebody gonna suffer for the mistakes you made or the decisions you made. Somebody is. So Make moral decisions, stand on your moral decisions, and don't have people questioning who you are morally, bro. Come on. Like, just don't do that. If I got to question that, I'm telling you, I want no parts of you. I don't want to be around you, because I don't want to be looking over my shoulder thinking if I put my purse down, I might be missing my wallet out my purse. I don't want to be doing that. It's already bad enough that nobody cares about nothing anymore. But the people who you choose to be in to be in your life on a regular basis, on an everyday basis, they supposed to care. The people who you choose to do business with, they supposed to care. Make good business decisions. Stop just saying, oh, they look like they know how to get money. I'm finna go over here and try to get money with them. But you are going to be sold out. You're going to be sold out. And they probably going to take more than you. Work with people morally. Work with people who got damn moral sense. Don't be sitting up here just making decisions with people and trying to get money with people who are questionable. That questionable stuff is real. You can't just be out here hanging with any and everybody. I know somebody who will switch up who they hang with regularly. They hang with a couple of different people, and all the different people they hang with do different stuff. Baby, I don't know who you are. I promise you, I don't know who you are. Now, I'm the type of person that totally believe that certain friends are for certain things. You might have a friend you talk to about business. You might have a friend you might talk to about your sex life. You might have a friend that you might discuss growth with or God with. It's certain things that you just gonna have certain people for. But those people are going to be consistent in your life. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who just switch up with different crowds regularly. Like, you got people who will fall out with their friend crowd. Now they over here with a new friend crowd. And these people you just met and you hanging hard. Now your business in the street. Now your business in the street wholeheartedly. And go back to the quote. Handle your business without people knowing your business. You can do many, 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 many things without people knowing exactly how you moving, without people knowing exactly how you living. Stop telling everybody where you lay your head at. Somebody want to come knock your head off just because you putting up how you live. And then they thinking you living good, or you got all this and you ain't. That is not good. That is not good business character. That is not good moral character. Our last point in standing on business is, what acts of love do you show your significant other? Do you stand on business with your partner? Are you the type of person who pretend well, or do you do what you say you're gonna do? If you say you're gonna do this, do you do it? Do you have them questioning you? Do you have them looking funny at you because you can't stand where you said you standing? What type of person are you as a lover? What type of person are you as a lover? What type of person are you as a partner? Is your character questionable? When they see you do, they be like, God damn, there she go. Or God damn, I want him to go to hell. Like, is it going on to the point where that person can see through you, or they can see another side of you when you dealing with other people? Do you act different around other people than you do with your partner? Do you show your partner a side of you? Like, I knew this person for a long time. I was working with Elder Affairs. This person, you never heard them. You knew they was in a relationship. You knew it because they had on their wedding ring. So you knew they was married or something, right? But they didn't have a picture up. They didn't have a special way they talked to their partner when they called them. They didn't have they didn't have anything to make you see that they was in a relationship outside of their ring. Now, for me personally, at first I thought to myself that that's good business, because nobody can't come up to them and be trying to tell them stuff about their people, trying to say this about their people, trying to tear down their person. So at first I was like, that's all right. But then I thought about it, I was like, damn, he hiding her. Because now it's things that come up to where you're supposed to bring your partner, or you're supposed to have your partner there with you. especially during when they used to have like the holiday stuff or spouses day or different things that they had going on, and nobody ever showed up, or that partner was always traveling and doing something. So it turned out that the reason why we never saw anything about that person because they was having a whole affair at the job. They had a whole woman at the job. A whole woman. So they didn't want nobody on the job to know who they real people was, so nothing would get out. So what kind of act is that you showing of your significant other? You're not showing no moral act. You're not showing that you care on a face card level, because you can keep your business to yourself. Your relationship can still stay to yourself without people knowing what's going on in your house. But for your partner to be a secret, that's kind of sketchy. For a person to be a secret, that's sketchy. So are you standing on business with your people? Are you doing what you said you're supposed to do? Are you trustworthy? Are you accommodating? Are you fulfilling? Are you a fulfilling person? Are you somebody who needs to be fed daily to be told that you good? Are you somebody who can reciprocate everything that you're receiving? It has to be so many different standards that fall along in that standing on business. You can't just be out here in these streets standing on business, loyal to people in the street, or loyal to your job, or just loyal to your family, but your partner suffer. You can't be that way. You cannot, y'all. You got to have so many dynamics about yourself too, until, like I said, you're not questionable. If a person has to start questioning you, that's the issue. Questioning your judgment, questioning your character, all that stuff is not firm business. It's not. My business partner probably would say, Shell real OCD, or she do it a certain type of way, or she do like this, but you can't never say I don't stand on it. Can't never say that I'm not there. Can't never say that I don't stand in the paint. So, because that type of stuff matters. Are you dependable? Are you loyal to? Or are you just loyal to a fault, to where you can be only doing it just for your own well-being? So, but that person that you lay with every night, that person that you, even if y'all don't live in the same home, that person in general should not have to see a different side of you through other people to know who they're dealing with. They should not. Gotta stand on business with the person who you're with. Exactly. You definitely got to do that. What does it say? So you gotta stand on business at that right partner. For real. It's a very, 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 very serious thing when you're talking about being a go-to person for somebody else, because you being a go-to person for your partner is extremely important. They should not have to be picking up the phone, calling other people for things you're supposed to be there for. They should not have to be having to have somebody else be a listening ear because they don't like the way you listen. You got to be a strong partner. You got to be somebody who these people trust. You got to have moral compass. I know so many dudes that'll tell a bitch just like this, I'm loyal to my niggas, but a female, that's gay. That's gay. So are you so loyal to these men that you're willing to? That's gay. Come on. What female don't? what female don't deserve the same loyalty or more loyalty than you give a man? Your friend is your friend, bro. But your partner is somebody that you got to do other things with that you can never do with your friend. Your partner is somebody you can do everything with. Your friends are limited. Your children are limited. Your mama and your dad are limited. But your partner is somebody you can do everything with. So if you're not willing to go the extra mile to make sure that they feel secure in who you are, you're the weakest link. You the weakest link. You are definitely the weakest link. You are showing a motherfucker you ain't valuable. You questionable. Everything about you don't even stand on business. And don't forget, it's multiple ways of standing on business. We done went through several scenarios in several different ways. It's multiple ways. Don't get caught up in that one way, that thinking that I'm loyal, so I'm standing on business. I'm going to work every day, so I'm standing on business. When you're doing the things you're supposed to do, that don't make you less. That don't make it less standing on business. It just mean that that's something that you don't have to brag about, because that's supposed to be done anyway. If a child call you and be like, "Mom, I took out the trash," they want something, because that's something they already supposed to do. Don't call me telling me nothing that you done did your damn chores. That's what your chore is, right? What you want? Just ask me what you want. Same thing with people. People love to give you a sob story right before they ask you for some money. That's just the nature of the world. But if your people that's in your life can prove to you that with or without you, they're going to stand in the paint, you got good people. But don't leave them deserted now. Don't have them out there questioning who they dealing with, because if I'm being 100% with you, I definitely need 100%. That's on my friendship levels. That's on my partner levels. That's on my family levels. If I'm giving you 100%, I want 100% in return. Now, am I going to stop fucking with you because you don't give me 100%? Maybe. Because I know what I deserve. But I'm also the type of person that feel like once you show me, I don't have that expectation. So I'm not worried about if you don't do it. I know what you will do. Because everybody cannot give you 100% of them. Everybody can't do it. Everybody don't even know what it is to do that. A lot of people weren't even raised to understand what it is to stand on business. So continue to do your part in making sure that the people who are in your inner circle don't have no time to question you, don't have no time to look at you strange, don't have to be like, is he going to do something different today? Keep people around you that you can trust and that can trust you. Simple as that. Simple as that, y'all. Y'all know I appreciate y'all so much now. I mean, we've been rocking. Oh goodness, I've been rocking as a podcast person now for about 5 years. So everybody that's like new rocking with me, that's still rocking with me, that's old rocking with me, keep rocking with me. Y'all can go from show 1 to show 9 and see that ain't nothing changing about Shelby. It's just growth. I've grown along the way, but you ain't got to question nothing about me. I'm same old motherfucking shell. Promise you. So keep on rocking with me. Appreciate y'all so much. And I'll see y'all next week. Next Wednesday, same place, same time. We're going to have a New Year's show, though. So make sure y'all come back next Wednesday, and we're going to celebrate 2024, because it's going to be 2024 when I see y'all again. Yes, sir. We are running into a new year, a whole nother dimension. Y'all get y'all shit together. It's time to stand on business firmly. 2024, baby. Peace. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I will see y'all next Wednesday. Thank y'all so much. Peace.